I have come out of my grave for my revenge upon death, who bound me to a wind-swirled, gnarled crag and set the stars picking at my bones like a million tiny vultures. Long, long before Prometheus, I too had stolen a fire greater than his. But now I have come upon my grave for my revenge upon death, out of the curves of petals, the curves of my face, out of the caverns of the winds, the tiny caverns of my lungs, out of the sunlight and moonlight, the glimmer of my eyes, out of the rains and snows, my heart's cataract of plunging flames, out of the tiptoeing twilight, the hush of my soul. Oh, I have come out of my grave for my revenge upon death, for the little revenge men called life. That's Revenge by Oscar Williams, which feels somehow appropriate given where Yakim, hunting through the ruined components underneath of Newtown and the Coalition States, now supposedly long dead fortress. But as he started to explore it, he found, bumped into a potential ally and a man who calls himself the Green Brother Sood. They find signs of, well, at least some resonance. Grenades stuck against the wall, set up to be perfect traps for those who may stumble through. And Yakim manages to pluck one off the wall carefully, deftly. But it's not enough to help but the next ambush that comes along, as he encounters 5 special forces and a sergeant. They had ringed the place with even more detonations, and as Yakim and Sood began to fight, the detonation ripped through Yakim. One of the grenades at a distance detonated, and it knocked him to 4 wounds and unconscious. Fortunately, even after some really shitty rolls, he managed to get himself back up, but just barely, as he burned through all of the charges of his healing system built into his juicer augmentation. Green Brother Sood managed to take down a couple of them with some well-placed shots, and Yakim, up, angry, and armed with the Gitani plasma axe, charged into the fray, and he fucked some people up, including running down the sergeant as he attempted to get away. But his sanity held on pretty long as they managed to knock down and capture one of these coalition forces. They strip him of his helmet. Yakim threatens him, attempts to torture him, where he spills the intelligence that there's other juicers here down below, and specifically a very big one. Yakim, hearing an overheard conversation from the Coalition States a little bit earlier, is pretty sure that Julian the First, the leader of the Juicer Army of Liberation, is right now captured down here. Doesn't know why, doesn't know how, but he just knows he needs to go find him. So, we are going to start off Chaos Factor of 7, and we are going to roll for a scene alteration. Let's see if our scene continues the way it's supposed to. A 1, the scene is altered. Okay. Well, let's throw a scene adjust in. Make 2 adjustments. And now next one. Okay, make 2 adjustments. I'm not going to make 4, so... remove a character and... remove an activity. Okay. Oh, I have an idea here. Vision streams, scavenge magic items, tome. I'm looking for twists. 43, incapacitate. Physical. Okay. Alright. Does the CS trooper take cyanide? Oh, exceptional no. Okay. Remove a character, incapacitate physical. So I asked the question, of course, if this this particular trooper maybe has cyanide or some form of self-infused death. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give him, let's see, I'm going to do a vigor roll on this poor guy. We're going to do it at -2. Yeah, and he rolls a 2, which with the -2 becomes 0. And he suddenly begins to... oh, actually I have a better one. So, I'm trying to determine how is the scene altered. The fate chart has me roll 2 adjustments. Okay, fine. Remove a character and reduce remove an activity. The question that I asked was, does this trooper take cyanide, assuming, of course, that a well-disposed special operations forces, especially for the coalition states, might have a way of self-destruction. But we rolled a 99, which says exceptional no. But then, the next question that kind of comes up is, maybe it's not self-destruction. Maybe the Jakeem hold on. So we're going to give him a spirit roll, d8, to see if 2 and a 2. Okay. Jakeem, seeing this kid, this trooper who it marks as an enemy, and based on his hindrances, he has an enemy, he has an obligation, and he is arrogant. None of it says bloodthirsty, but we also know that Jakeem has PTSD now. And is he... Well, I'll ask the fake question. Does Jakeem have PTSD? And I'm of course not intending to say anything about those who do. I am truly sorry for those of you who do. But Jakeem, having come out of torture and imprisonment for who knows how long with this Bluegorth, loses his mind for a moment. He stands up. He stretches. He looks down at this guy dressed in coalition armor. He goes, yeah. Well, I hate to tell you this, son. And he brings the axe straight down onto this guy's exposed face. She goes, I can't have you running up ahead. Sood watches all this. Let's see, does Sood have any hindrances that would... Well, he has heroic. So I'm actually going to give Green Brother Sood a spirit check. That's a 5. He succeeds. So Sood, the heroic inclination kind of takes over. He goes, no. What the fuck was that? And Jakeem kind of looks at him with a little bit of a dead eye. He goes, no, man. I thought you were in for this. You seem like you're willing to get your hands a little dirty. And Sood, but that is not how we get our hands dirty. Yes, we fight and we kill if we need to, but what you just did was butcher. Jakeem goes, you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. You've never had to deal with these fucks before, have you? And Sood looks at him and goes, I very much so have. You know I have. You could just look at me and tell that I am not part of your world. They look at me and assume I just may as well not exist. I have fought them, and it's people I have loved have died. But that person you just butchered, he was unarmed, he was unprepared, and you just lopped him off. And Jakeem kind of looks up at him and he's like, yeah, man, if you don't like it, I get it. I'm not gonna give a fuck though. You get your choice. That hallway, right there, lead you back. Do you wanna come with? Or are you gonna sit there and fucking lecture me like some goddamn preacher up on stage? So I'm gonna give Jakeem persuasion, and this will be against Sood's spirit. 2 and 4. His spirit is a D8, not a wild card. And that's cocked. That's a 2. So I'm going to say Jakeem manages to persuade him, but Sood has a little bit of a turned look in his eye and he goes, okay, I understand why you're doing what you're doing. I do not like this. I would ask that before you butcher any more men, you take a long, hard look at yourself and to tell me, is it worth it? Is your soul really going to be worth it? And Yakeem kind of like glances back up. He goes, look man, if me answering that question's what gets you there, good luck. I don't give a fuck. So I'm actually going to truly give Yakeem post-traumatic stress disorder as a hindrance. We'll start it off as minor, but if he continues like that, then he may end up actually with a major disorder. It's not surprising after what he went through that he may be dealing with this. So, given that kind of gear, Yakeem looks down. He sees the dead guy in front of him, and he just goes, you know what? You're so squeamish you may want to turn away, but I'm gonna get dressed. He looks to be a little bit like my size. And Sood goes, I don't have an issue with that, but I ask that you do it quickly though. And so Yakeem, oh nice. Yakeem starts looting and picks up CA1 Dead Boy Heavy Armor, which is EBA and goes a long way to kind of giving his toughness back up. Brings his toughness up to an 18. That's what he needed. But he also picks up, as he hoists it, between two hands, he turns it over, examines some of the ceramic sleek lines of it, the chunkier box underneath, as he picks up the C-14 Fire Breather assault laser rifle. Truly deadly weapons. They have integrated grenade launcher as kind of a underpiece, multi-optic scope, and can fire a heavy pulse and do mega damage if he needs to. So whenever he uses the aim action, it can either add a +2 to notice check or offset range penalties and adds a +1 to the calibrated shot. But again, it's primarily about taking the aim maneuver. So if he stands still, you can take a +1. Alright, so Chaos Factor, I'm going to actually say goes up just even a little bit more. And here we are. Let's go to the next scene alteration. As they start going through, another one. Scene altered. How is it altered? Increase in activity. Okay. Are more CS alerted? Chaos factor of 8. It's very likely. Yeah, there's more on their way. I'm going to give you Yakeem and the Green Brother notice rolls. So that is a D6 for our good friend Yakeem. Alright, it's 5 and a 2. And then the Green Brother, I think, has a D10 notice. Alright. That's a 7. So the two of them, they kind of hear what sounds like sliding doors up ahead. Sue just kind of nods to him and goes, I have a suspicion no matter what we're doing, we're going to need to set up shop. He goes, yeah. Well, I'm looking at this hallway. There's a good chance that we may need to pinch him. Let's see, neither one of them has a battle skill, so we're not going to roll that. So I'm going to give Yakeem, and that might be his next advance, take some battle skills, because he's been kind of acting as a little bit of a general. I'm going to give him unskilled. But alright, the D4 blows up. Oh, but not enough. So Yakeem kind of looks and he goes, alright man, you post up there, I'll post up there. If they come down this hallway, then we just open fire, take them out. And he hefts the fire breather and he goes, maybe I'll get to use this thing. And Sood goes, I hope you don't mind. If you're going to use that, I want to be in the hallway behind you, not in front. And Yakeem goes, yeah, That's probably a good idea. I've never shot one of these before. I've shot something similar, though. Let's see what it goes. Memory lane later. Let us get ready. So I'm going to start by giving these guys... They're trying to post up. Now Yakeem, of course, given the fact that he now has the multi-optic scope, I'm going to say he turns off his flashlight. Because why would he need it? We're going to go night vision, and we're going to go night amplification. There we go. Now Yakeem, everything suddenly goes into that green scale as Yakeem starts kind of like peering around, watching. So let's... Combat actions, maybe? Let's roll. Brave. Brave stop. Okay. Alright, I have an idea. We're going to roll 2d6. That is 7. So we're going to send down 7 grunts. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. So that's a heavy amount to take on, but you CS and a CS juicer. Yes, they do. So, an unknown secret weapon that the Coalition states has maintained for quite some time. Part of the experiments at Newtown were designed to discover if the Coalition states could successfully run their own juicer program. And I don't think anybody was fully aware of it outside of those who began to fight as... Let's see... Follow group leader... Coalition, of course, is not ones to admit when they make mistakes, but they kept their juicers well armed, well prepared, and they are a deadly fighting force. So we're going to start with a stealth roll. Yakeem gets a 5 and a 5, and Green Brother Sood gets a D8 of 4, so it's both get a success. The juicer with the notice roll, D6, gets a 4, so he knows that Sood is there. Let's check on these guys. Notice of a D6. But the troopers aren't, so the troopers are going to start off surprised. So we're going to... Yakeem starts off on hold. Green Brother, Movin, the juicer, and begin combat. Movin upgrades to the Ace of Clubs, and he, let's see here, let's take a look at his traits. Incredibly fast, pace of 20, Jesus. First strike, fleet-footed, improved frenzy. This guy's going to be deadly. Okay, burn of 6. So this guy's been around for a while. Oven steps forward, and for him, he just watches as boom, time slows down. And he runs forward. And just as he comes around the corner, he sees Yakim hiding behind the corner. And so he is going to come screeching around. And Yakim just sees this. The suit of armor is uniquely shaped in places. Instead of the jet black that we're used to with the Coalition states and the skull-like head, instead it is a completely smooth face with a little bit of almost like a insect or maybe even feline mask. But the armor itself carries a lot of white, almost porcelain pieces, and connecting over the back of the helmet, it looks like dreadlocks. But as he kind of comes around, he moves with the speed. These horns on the outside of this smooth mask look down. They see Yakim. The two of them seem to move faster than the eye can maintain, but to them, they are slowing down to a normal pace as everybody else moves like molasses. But the Coalition juicer moves his left arm behind him, and these three wicked blades come out of the suit of armor itself. He has, as I said here, improved frenzy, so he gets to take an attack action, but use 3 fighting rolls and no wild die for him. He's not a wild card. So he effectively, for 1 fighting roll, gets to roll 3 and apply all 3 as he sees. So we're going to go over. He has a D10 in fighting. This is going to be a powerful opponent. Alright, there's a D10. There's a D10. And there's a D10. He's going to take 1 attack as he's not fully aware that Yakim's a juicer, but he's going to get the idea pretty quick. Let's see, that's a 6, a 5, and a 2. And Yakim's parry is a 6, so one of those hits. And as Yakim kind of sees this come around, he goes to draw the axe, but in kind of a surprise move, this guy moves faster than he's expecting. Yakim sees him, sees that kindred spirit for a moment, but then realizes, oh, fuck me, as this guy pulls these blades out. So his damage is 3d4 plus his strength, which is a d12. So again, no fucking joke. And the problem within Savage Worlds, one of the great strategies is if you can throw more dice, it's better. More dice means more likelihood for these dice to explode. Alright, so 9. That explodes, that explodes. Oh, all 4 of the d4s explode. So that's 12, that's 21 right off the bat. And let's roll those d4s to see if they blow up again. 24. 25, 28, 32, 33, 34. 34 damage on that first roll. Let me give Yakim some of his bennies back. 34 damage against a toughness of 18, so Yakim's going to have to soak. Yeah, he's going to have to soak all the wounds. Or he's going to have to at least soak 1, because that's going to put him down, given the fact that he already has 1 wound. So now we're going to spend a Benny and try to soak that with a Vigor roll. So he gets a D8 and a D6, minus 1. Oh, thank you, Wild Die. Thank you, Wild Die. Okay, so that's 12. So he soaks 3 wounds from that. And he rolls a 4. So, okay, he managed to soak all the wounds right off the bat. As this juicer comes running around, the blades lash out, and Yakim, just within the eternal quickness of a juicer, but actually he gets a -1. He's wounded. Yakim takes 1 wound. Shit. I don't want to spend another Benny on that. So Yakim is shaken and takes 1. Yeah, it takes 1 wound. So he has 2. These blades lash out, and Yakim ducks backwards into the corner just slightly. The blades begin their hum as they slice into the wall, leaving perfect 3 gouges as they kind of scar through it. And it just catches just barely along Yakim's stomach. He kind of jumps backwards. And it is now his turn. He's going to go right now. So let's see. No, I don't want to lose turn. Why would he lose his turn? Whatever. Yakim's going to go next. He is going to... He's going to multi-action penalty, take 2 attacks, but of course there's no penalty as he is splitting the seconds. He comes off of hold. But first he's got to make a vigor roll, -2, because he's now wounded twice, to see if he comes off of shaken. -2, 6 minus... Yep, of course. Okay, no longer shaken. But Yakim... So he's going to take 3 actions here. No, he can't. He can't heal himself yet. Shit. But Yakim's going to take 2 attack actions. Multi-action penalty, not applying. First attack. And he's got to beat... Is this guy's parry? He's got to beat an 8. Oh, that's going to be tough. 4 and a 4, so his first attack, the juicer just kind of deflects the axe. Yakim kind of swings it back around again. It's a 5 and a 5 now. Yakim, seemingly slowed, it seems almost a little surprised as he tries to catch this guy. He just goes, fuck, why didn't they hide you? But that is Yakim's turn. As now Green Brother Sood is going to have a chance to go. And he sees his juicer. He is going to take a shot, but it's going to be a -2 to hit this speedy bastard. And just to make sure... Okay, Uncanny Reflexes is a -2 to be hit by any attack that he's aware of, but he does not have dodge, so that is good. But he does have, I just saw this, combat reflexes, which means his chances to unshake are at +2. I need to remember that in case it's not enough. So, Green Brother, it is up to you. Take your shot. D10. -2. That's a hit. It's 7 -2. That's a 5. And now your J11 does 4d6. Alright, so that is 10, 13, 18. This blows up. And what do we got to beat? 18. He's got to beat a 20 total. Okay, so he made a 22. And armor piercing 4. So that is a hit with a wound. And this guy doesn't have any edges, or doesn't have any bennies, so Green Brother steps around the corner, and as Yakim faces off against a juicer, Indiana Jones style, this thing's the juicer starts like flaying his blades out, trying to catch Yakim. They're moving so fast that they're not even paying attention as the Green Brother just steps around and shoots the man near point blank. He just crumples into a heap, and Yakim just, oh fuck man, shit, thanks, that guy was gonna beat my ass. He goes, I know, I was watching. You need to fucking focus up. He goes, yeah, man, don't fucking lecture me right now. All right, I'm kind of hurting. I'm gonna give him a vigor check. This might be one of those that keeps popping up. Oh no, he rolled a 1. Yeah, no, that guy's dead. And Sue just kind of gets back around the corner, starts... he doesn't need to reload yet, but he goes, yeah, you need to get back into the game, okay? Yeah, thanks, man. Fucking lecturer. Goddamn. Alright, next round. Yakim draws a 5, upgrades to a 10. Sood goes first. He steps out, comes running up, gets to the edge of the corner. Can see a couple of these guys. And he's going to take 2 shots. Just kind of quick fire as he tries to aim and... yeah. Steady hands just to make sure... okay, no. Just realizing he had marksman, so he could aim, he could do really cool shit, but we'll deal with that in just a moment because he just moved. And so he takes aim and fires. Let's get those D10s rolling. 2 shots. First one, 3, doesn't hit. Second shot is a 5, that does. And as he aims for the first coalition trooper coming down the elevator here, 3 plus 5, it's 8, plus 6 is 14, that goes up. 14. Why am I mathing wrong? 17 total. And with the armor piercing, that's enough. He takes down the first one, no problem. First trooper comes down, he sees the light and tries to duck around the corner before the laser blast hits him. But the trooper next to him is not so quick, and Sue takes the first one down, who then just goes back around the corner. We go over to Yakim's turn. 2 wounds. He's just kind of feeling this right now, but he's also kind of mad. He comes running up, and he's gonna go, that's right, baby. It's time to fucking use this thing. And he is going to use the under grenade launcher, preloaded with, oh, damn, dude. With the plasma grenade, because that's what it says they're armed with. So he's going to take a shot. Shooting of a D10 with his D6. 9 minus 2, so that's a 7. So it's not a hit with a raise, but it's still a hit. And I believe it said it's a large blast template. It's a small blast template, but it does 3d12. So let's go ahead and get that small. Aims right at the first guy, and he's going to catch 3 of them pretty easily. Coalition troopers clumping up as they come down an elevator. Bad tactics. Alright, so it's 12, 17 total. The explosion rips through, and I think it may only just shake them. Just to make sure there's no armor piercing on it. Yeah, so all 3 of them, though, as the explosion just... the flames lick against the outside of their armor, and they're all shaken. Given the fact that he needs to reload it, he's not going to bother. Instead, he's just going to raise and fire, taking a shot for his second action. So we're going to go with another D10. Blows up for the wild die, so it's a 6 total, 9. Minus 2 is a 7, so he hits, and it is 4d6 damage, I believe. 4d6 damage. Five, 6, 12. 12 plus 3 is 15, and armor piercing 3. So as the explosion rips through, this first guy just kind of looks back, is like, everybody okay? And then suddenly drops as the laser blast takes him out in the chest. The smoldering plasma just begins to burn. And now we need to roll for the other 2 to see if they're caught on fire. One of them is. So Milan is now also distracted. Okay, Yakim steps back and he goes, ha! You see that? That was fucking awesome. These guys are going to... Let's see, this first one comes forward, and he is going to try to grab and pull some of his men back. Strength of a D6. I kind of doubt that he's going to have the... No. He struggles, barely manages to pull them back just a little bit down the corridor. Next one dies on the spot. That guy does not unshake. He instead tucks back around the corner, unable to do anything. This one is distracted. He can't unshake it either. He bats, and the fire continues to lick the plasma, burning some of the ceramics, causing kind of a greenish glow as a near invisible flame begins to cut through. This one, though, comes running up. Let's see if he can pull one of his friends back. Nope. Okay. And... okay. We're going to say he's still incapacitated. However, he will survive the encounter if his friends do. This one comes up. And what does he want to do? He's going to try to support them. And he's going to try to support them by laying down some fire. So he's going to make a shooting roll, -2. And if this succeeds, he is going to make Yakim and Sue distracted. But no, they see right through it as he just starts firing wildly, using half of his E-clip. And let's see. So, Green Brother sees this, steps back out around. With the injuries, he sees that 2 of them make for easy targets. He's going to multi-action penalty and take 2 shots. And dice down. Alright, first shot is a 9 that hits. 46. That's 9 plus 7 is 16. And this guy is now shaken. Actually, no, he's wounded. Toughness of 15. He get a 16. Armor piercing 3. He takes 1 wound and he drops 2. The second guy trying to... Nope, so that's 5 minus 2 is 3. Manages to get back just in time, ducking his head, trying to keep out of the fire, but the Green Brother steps back. And then we go over to the Coalition troops. The half of their numbers have been hit in some way, shape, or form, so I'm going to give them a group spirit check. 5 and a 1, but the 5 is enough. They don't turn and break, but just barely. This one tries to... No, he falls back. Leaves some of his wounded compatriots there, and looks over to his compatriot and he goes, "Hey, Sart, House, pay attention, man." House, nope, falls back even further, frightened and shaken. His friend just to the north, 2, falls back, and they both just begin to screech like, "We can't fight them! We can't fight them! We gotta get out of here, man!" Okay, so that guy, while defeated, may survive until the end. And then the last one steps forward. And he's trying to go ready if he can. Actually, no, they got to go as a group. That's right. So he's going to try to lay down some fire. But just starts firing into the wall. Yakim, though, watches it in slow motion. Steps out. He's got enough space. He comes running up. Sees this guy. His first attack action. His first melee attack. Comes running up to the guy trying to help his friends. The laser shots just going in every direction. And he's going to make his D8 fighting roll. I know I just had a D8 here. Continuous mystery of where your D8s go when you need them. Oh, that blows up. So that's an 8. 16. 21 minus 3 is still with a raise. So it is 2d12. 2d12. That's a d20. Plus a d6 for the raise. Plus his strength, which is a d10. 4 damage. And this is minus 3. Okay, so that is 13, 14, 21. 21 plus 3, but also minus 3, so it's just a 21 damage total. He arcs, the blade impacts, and this guy goes down, spraying blood in all directions. Yakim continues his forward movement, comes to the first one who's just inside, and he's going to try that again. Okay, wild die blows up. That's 6, 12, damn 18, 22, again minus 3 total, so it's going to be another hit with a raise. Oh, it's always a beautiful thing when a d12 blows up. So that is 6, 7, 19. 19 plus 8 is 27. And Yakim, Bloodthirsty Rage, kind of barbarian style, comes running around the corner, drops 2 of these guys right off the bat. And now we come back around. Yakim gets the Jack of Spades, but the bad guys get the Joker. Of course they do. Let's see, the first one, where's Ko? Ko's dead. Alright, we go over to his buddy House, who manages to unshake. He sees this madman come running around the corner, and he is going to take his shot of a d6. It's a 4, but minus 4, 2 for dodge and 2 for Juicer's being absolutely insane. And this guy just sees this crazed barbarian running around the corner, takes his shot, but Yakim is just too fast. His other buddy tries to do the same thing, misses completely, and then the last one manages to survive, but is still unconscious. Sood starts to advance, starts seeing the blood in all directions, has to step over, and he goes, "You will have a lot to atone for at some point, my friend." He steps into the room. He can see one of them at the barest range of his dark vision, but it is enough to get a shot. So we're going to d10. It's an 8. It's a hit with a raise. And the mop-up begins. That's a lot of ones, actually. 5, 11. That's not enough. He takes his shot. It impacts into the armor, but doesn't do enough to actually burn into it. But it is now Yakim's turn. And Yakim dances forward. No, that's not enough. So he's going to take his second attack. And that too is not enough. Yakim, though, as the kind of red film of anger and frustration wash over him, he starts swinging at this last trooper, and he just can't seem to get purchased. The guy tries to parry using his own rifle to kind of knock the blade aside, but because of that, he can't quite get the gun back up in time. -2 to hit, and he misses his shot against Yakim, who's now in melee range. As this guy draws his pistol, that guy misses as well with a -4 to hit. Sood steps forward into the room a little bit further and yells out, "It's time! Stop fighting!" His persuasion is a d6 -2 because he is not human. Yep, that was a waste of your turn there, Sood. Yakim, on the other hand, Don't give a shit. That blows up. Blows up. So Yakeem hits again with another raise with his glowing axe of death. 12, 15, 19. And drops this one. House hits the ground. And Yakeem runs up the other direction to try to get to the one last guy who's now effectively shaking in his boots. With all of his wounds, 7 minus 3 is a 4, and I'm pretty sure their parry's like a 6. And their parry's a 5, so yeah, Yakeem can't get past this guy as he too draws a vibro shorts or a vibro dagger and tries to start to parry, keeping as much as he can Yakeem at bay. House survives this, but that just leaves his buddy, who he is going to take a shooting roll point blank. That blows up though. 7 minus 2, that's a 5 against Yakeem's parry, which is more than that. Yes, parry's a 6. Yakeem batters it aside with his vibro axe, and no, it's not Snake Eyes. So his first attack whiffs. Second attack whiffs as 2, but just barely. And Green Brother comes up, comes around the corner, pulls out a backup pistol and points it at this guy's head and just goes, "I need you to stop now." I'm going to try to give him one more persuasion roll and then multi-action penalty, so it's going to be a -4 in this, but then he's going to fire. Yeah. So then his shooting's a D10. -2, that's a 4. Actually, that's not enough. He goes to pull the trigger and the backup pistol fires, but the Coalition trooper steps aside just barely in time, and the surprisingly short blast of this backup pistol just impacts, or doesn't even impact, craters into the wall, burns a hole. And we're going to go back to the top of the initiative order. Oh, and 2 jokers are drawn. Holy shit. Sood is not going to waste any time. He's going to fire again. He is not going to move. Rate of fire of 1, which I'm pretty sure his marksman. He gets to add a +1 to the roll. D10 plus 1. That's a 6. That's a 7. Beats the guy's parry. And this is now... what is this? It's 3d6 plus 3. For a pistol, that's pretty decent. 4, 10... 16... 19 plus 3 is 22. And he just takes this guy's head right off. Sood stops for a moment. He just goes, "We need to get out of here. They're likely to be sending more down here. We cannot stay behind and watch to see how many of these we may be able to catch by surprise." And Yakeem just goes, "Hey man, I'm fucking game if you are." He goes, "I am not game. That is what I'm trying to tell you right now. We need to go. We need to go right now." "Fine. Come on. Let's get out of here, man. We gotta go find Julian." So, we're gonna call that a scene. They had control over that fight, even with a Coalition States juicer. They had that fight, so I'm gonna knock the chaos factor down to 7. No roll. PC negative. Praise. Dreams. Okay. Let's throw a description roll in there. Praise dreams. Slowly. Lonely. Alright. So I'm going to do something just a little bit different than what his actual hindrance says. I'm going to make him... he's going to make a spirit check. And Yakeem... -2, and 1 and a 5 -2. Yakeem kind of he stumbles in place. He grips his head and he's just like, oh fuck, man, oh, I don't want to be here. Oh shit, what the fuck is that? And he turns around and with an outstretched hand he points, and in Yakeem's eyes we watch as the juicer stands back up, his arm partially torn. It looks almost like it's been masticated from the exposed flesh, the broken bone, sick gangrenous green dripping down on the outside of this otherwise pristine white armor. The mask is gone, but what Yakeem sees underneath instead is a busted, broken face, cracked in half, some of the teeth missing as the lip itself dangles like a small piece of uncooked chicken. The eyes already popped out of its socket with the runniness of an undercooked egg. And he just begins to cackle. Yakeem, we all come for you in the end. You know that, because you feel it in your bones. That's not the final burnout. You took the Prometheus treatment, and they're coming for you. And we will end tonight's game right there. So, we will carry on with that chaos factor of 7. We're going to carry on with Yakeem getting an ominous warning, and we will talk next time. Good night.